What's up guys? This tutorial will show you how to make a gesture on VrChat. Now there's a lot you can do with gestures, such as pulling out a sword that explodes and sends pictures of Bob Ross flying across the room. I mean, the possibilities are endless as long as you stay with the TOS of VrChat. First, you'll need Unity as well as the VRC SDK, which I'll provide in the description. Once you have the two, you'll get a folder in your assets called VRC SDK. Mine is located right here. Next, you'll need to import an avatar. I already have an avatar called a Ybot, but you can use any one you want. Personally, I think the Ybot is perfect for testing animations since it already has the full structure and it's not hard to rig. Once you have your avatar, go ahead and drag and drop it into the scene at the left. You'll see it'll pop up in the 000 origin of the world. I'll also make sure to provide this avatar in the description as well, so you can have it too. Once your avatar is in the scene, you'll want to highlight the root of your avatar and navigate to the right where you see Add Component. Go ahead and click on this button and type in Avatar Descriptor. You'll see the first option is VRC Avatar Descriptor. As long as you have the VRC SDK imported, you'll see this. If not, you'll need to import the SDK. Go ahead and click on that, and you'll have two new components pop up, the Pipeline Manager and VRC Avatar Descriptor. If you imported it right and you have your avatar highlighted, you'll see a little white dot here. This is your viewpoint. What you're going to want to do here is change the values so that this little dot is where you want your eyes to be. Personally, for a Ybot, I found that 1.65 for the Y and the Z being 0.15 has been the best option and the best viewpoint. Next, you'll want to locate a file called Custom Overrides. You can find this by going into your VRC SDK folder, then go into Examples, Sample Assets, Animation, and Custom Overrides should be right here. The Custom Overrides will allow you to basically animate any of these gestures or emotes in VrChat. Next, you'll want to highlight your custom overrides that you found in your VRC SDK folder and duplicate it. Personally, I like to make another folder in my assets to where I can put this custom overrides in, just so I don't get mixed up later. Awesome! With that out of the way, we want to rename our custom overrides. I'm going to call it Tutorial Overrides. Once you've renamed your custom overrides, you'll want to highlight your avatar's root, and then you'll find something on the right called Custom Standing Animations as well as Custom Sitting Animations. With your avatar highlighted, you'll want to drag your custom overrides into these two slots. Now, if you were to upload your avatar into VrChat now, you have all the basic gestures as well as all the emotes that are default to VrChat. For this example, I'm just going to pull out a sword and put it onto a gesture inside of my overrides. I'll be making another video that goes more in depth on what I'm doing here. Something as simple as pulling out a sword can be achieved fairly easily. All you need to do is navigate to the left and click on these little arrows. Go down the hierarchy until you find your right wrist. It should be under armature, hips, spine, chest, right shoulder, right arm, right elbow, right wrist. You can also do this with your left wrist as well, but I prefer the right wrist. Now, you'll want to find a sword. The best place in my opinion to get these items is vrcmods.com, but you can also get them from sketchfab.com as well. I'll have them both linked in the description. For the one that I'm going to be using in this tutorial, it's going to be under CBD Disc Sword, Prefabs, and then here's the sword. To add it to your avatar, it's as simple as dragging and dropping onto your right wrist. Now you'll want to orient the sword so it looks like it's in your hand. You'll see a few buttons up here at the top left-hand corner of your screen. The hand tool is how you navigate around. Or you can just press the middle button on your mouse and it does the same exact effect. Next, we have the move tool. This will move your prop around or whatever you have highlighted. Next is the rotate tool. This is where you can rotate your stuff. Last is the size tool. This is where you scale your stuff. I personally don't use these last two options, but you can experiment with them. Now I'm going to go ahead and scale the sword so that it looks like it's in my hand. Awesome! Now that the sword is in my hand, I can finally make the animation to make it appear with the gesture. Again, I'll go more in depth in another video on what I'm actually doing. If we navigate back to our avatars folder, you can create another folder called animations, and this is where we'll put the animation to pull out the sword. In your project folder, you can create things by right-clicking and going at the top that says create. This is where you create a folder, materials, scenes, or anything else you may desire. We're going to go ahead and go up to create and then navigate at the bottom where it says animation. Go ahead and call it whatever you like. Anytime you work on a gesture animation, it's best to always duplicate your avatar before editing the animation. This way, your avatar won't break. To duplicate your avatar, go ahead and highlight your root, and then just click Ctrl and D. Now, you'll want to drag and drop your animation onto your duplicate avatar. You'll get a little file here called an animation controller. This is automatically created if you drag and drop a regular animation onto an avatar that doesn't have an animator component. Now, with your duplicate avatar highlighted, you're going to want to navigate to the animation tab. If you don't see an animator tab at the bottom, you'll want to navigate up here to window, click on animation, and then a little window will pop up like this. Simply drag and drop it down here for convenience. Now with your duplicate avatar highlighted, we can finally pull out the sword. There's multiple ways of doing this, but if you want to stay safe, I suggest going to Add Property and navigating throughout your armature until you find the sword. Once you found it, you'll want to open it up, and then you'll see a little component here that says is active. Go ahead and click that little plus button. Now, you'll want to drag your little white line over here to the second frame. And then go ahead and click this little Add Keyframe component. Lastly, if you see a little key here at 1 second, go ahead and delete it. We won't need it. I also forgot to mention that you want to make sure that both of these keys have this little check mark at your sword. This means that it's active. You can test this by just moving the keys back and forth from frame to frame. If one key is not active, it'll look something like this. Simply drag your white line over to the frame that is not active and click that little checkbox to just make it active. Once you have your animation complete, you can go ahead and delete your avatar. This won't delete the animation, we're just using the duplicate avatar to simply edit the animation. Now, you'll want to make your sword inactive by default. Now that we have that complete, you'll want to navigate back to your avatar folder and find our custom overrides. Simply find the animation that we just made and make sure to put it on the right gesture that you want. In this case, I'm going to put it for the fist. You can find the animation by going over to the right, click on this little dot, and then just looking for the animation that you called it. This one I called sword pullout. And you're done. As long as you followed all the steps, it's about as easy as uploading your avatar to VrChat, which can be done up here by clicking VRC SDK, making sure to log in, and then clicking build panel and following the directions. I hope this helped you out, and I can't wait to see what you guys make in the future. See ya!